Hello everyone, Emilio here and welcome to this new Cornerstone video. I am incredibly excited today because after about 3 years since the launch of its predecessor, today we are launching the latest version of a pedal that embodies the sound of one of my favorite artists, John Mayer, and best represent the interpretation of the mid-focused and creamy sound typical of tube screamers. So no further introductions are needed. Today we introduce the new Antique V3. The new version of the Antique follows the new aesthetic standards of Cornerstone Phase 3, which, as you know, started this year with the first pedal, the Nero. So here too, you can find our own custom knobs and the same backlit plate, but that's not all. Aesthetically, we have openly drawn inspiration from what for us Italians best represents creativity, fun, but above all, versatility, the Vespa. We choose this symbol precisely because the new Antique represents these exact values, and I can't wait to let you discover them. So let's deep dive into it. Let's talk a little bit about the aesthetics. Just like the Vespa, the new aesthetic design of the Antique is crafted to best represent your personality and creativity. That's why we have integrated a customizer on the website that allows you to personalize the Antique as you prefer, choosing from a number of different enclosure colors, faceplate colors, and knob colors, up to a maximum of 61 different combinations. So all you have to do now is to choose the combination of colors that best represent your style and personality, just like you would do with a real Vespa. But let's talk about the sound, how the Antique changed sound-wise. It hasn't been revolutionized so much, but instead it's been improved. Now I will say it's way more versatile. But what does that mean? Obviously, the vintage core sound made by the classic TS10 and TS808 that have always inspired the Antique were never in question. So the use of chips like 4558 obviously is mandatory. However, the revisit of the Antique started with question. What if I added a boost? So nothing particularly exciting after all. There are already hundreds of overdrive with a boost, I thought, and some of them even allow you to choose whether if you want the boost before or after the overdrive with a little switch. Yeah, and then I thought, and what if I put the boost before and after at the same time, so that the moment you want to boost, both of them actually come into action, as I said, before and after the Antique circuit. In this way, you could have both a gain boost and a volume boost. And what about if these two boosts had independent controls? I could even choose how much gain boost and or how much volume boost to have. And so the answer to this question was the new Antique, with this special boost section that I call the hot mode, which allows you to control the amount of gain boost and volume boost independently. So let's talk a little bit about the hot mode, and particularly the hot gain, the gain boost. When the hot mode is activated, first of all, the hammers turn red. And from there, you can manage how much gain is added on top of the normal channel gain. This gain boost is therefore adjustable by the hot gain knob. And what about the hot volume? This part is perhaps even more interesting than the hot gain. At a certain point in the design, I also wondered, okay, cool, I can add gain, but by adding gain boost, I noticed that the volume also increases. But maybe I just want to have more gain and not more volume. So paradoxically, the volume boost, called hot volume, should also be able to decrease the volume and not just increase it. So when the hot mode is activated, on the volume side, another interesting things happen. The hot volume actually replaces the basic volume control of the normal channel. Unity volume is around 40% rotation. Turning it clockwise increases the volume, thus having pure clean boost, but turning it counterclockwise decreases the volume. Why is this? As I said, maybe some of us are just interested in having two modes, a basic crunch sound and lead, with two different levels of gain, but the same amount of volume. Remember when I talk about versatility? Well, this is it. At least this is the way I like it. So you don't need hundreds of control to have a real versatility. reflections. So it all started with wanting to create a pedal with boost. But in the end, if you think about it, we ended up with an Antique with 2 channels. These pedal best represent the essence of Cornerstone. Pedals inspired by the past, but designed with versatility for the present. So, if you love vintage, but you're also aware of living in 2024, the new Antique is for you. If you love customization, to make sure every piece of your setup reflects your style and your personality at best, even aesthetically, then the new Antique is for you. If you have a little space on the board and you want a compact and versatile solution that can also replace up to 3 pedals on the board, like 1 drive and 2 boost, then the new Antique is for you. If instead you are a vintage enthusiast, rightly so of course, but seeking in each of your pedals to reproduce 100% how an original vintage would sound, then no, probably the Antique is not for you. That is what you're looking for. You better buy an original one. I almost forgot. If you love the Vespa, dream of Italy, and would like something that brings you close to the Italian vintage lifestyle, that makes you kind of feel the Tuscany wind while you're riding with a Vespa, well, for that you have to come to Italy, sorry. But the Antique will also remind you to come over here, so maybe the Antique is for you as well. So thank you very much for following me this far. Let me know if you have any question. I always reply to everyone, and in this particular case, enjoy the drive. Ciao.